This is going to be a very special game. They're going to be doing some cool things, I'm sure.
That's a mixture of emotions.
I'm not really sure what's planned for the day. It's going to be a surprise to me as well as a lot of the fans.
Well, it's the last time I'm driving into a Islanders home game, which is the only games I work.
Today we're leaving for the game probably about 2:30, and we're heading to the Nassau Coliseum for the Islanders' last regular season game.
I remember what a big deal it was when the Coliseum opened.
Look at this crowd, nice and early, the last home game. This is it.
You have to remember that the 1970s was prehistoric. There was no Nassau Coliseum. So the fact that Long Island was getting its own arena and its own hockey team, and it was something of pride for the island. You know, the Islanders, and Bill Torrey particularly, because he was the architect of the team, really had a strategy from the beginning on how to assemble a champion.
You know, there was a good talent pool there I thought we could build on, so I wasn't really surprised when we made the playoffs that first year, my first year.
You know, the first year that we were able to beat the Rangers and you know, move on into the playoffs was a huge year for us.
So they had a core of players, and they built around those players through the draft. And they drafted great talent. Key was getting Al Arbor as coach because he raised the expectations. He demanded accountability. This was going to be a good team. He insisted on it, and he made the players believe in themselves.
It was exciting. It was really thrilling to go to the Coliseum and see all this big league stuff, you know, whether it be the Islanders. A lot of times the attraction was who was coming in to play the Islanders, you know. Oh, Bobby Orr's going to be there, you know, somebody like that. So that was always exciting.
The way fans looked at the Islanders was, this is an opportunity to see NHL hockey. Once the team began to win, it was all about seeing the Islanders, because look at the great players that they assembled on that team. That was the Long Island's team. They fed off it, the players fed off it, the organization fed off it.
Let's go Islanders! Let's go Islanders!
I think the passion for the team is felt amongst most fans that have been following this team. They were the kind of like small kids from Long Island who had no business being up against the Rangers, and suddenly they became successful. And through their success, the family grew. And remember, the Islanders, when they came to Long Island, basically stayed with some families to get started. These were all kids that came from Canada and different parts of the world. So Long Island families took them in and made them a part of their family, so they became a part of Long Island. And I think going to the local store and running into an Islander player who was this big icon, if you will, and just knowing that he lived in the community.
Things seemed to be like, wait a minute, this team's for real. It was a really exciting time to be an Islander fan.
It doesn't get better than May 24th, 1980.
Coming in with Nystrom. Tonelli to Nystrom. He scored! Bob Nystrom scores the goal. The Islanders win the Stanley Cup.
Winning the Stanley Cup was an incredible moment. You know, when we went out for warm-up, I mean, the crowd was so loud, and they cheered for the entire warm-up. I mean, I actually almost broke into tears. That's how moving it was. And now that was an amazing moment.
When Bobby and I scored, I was on the bench. The first thing I did was my helmet went down, boom, just tucked on the boards. I was exhausted, and it was like a relief that we had scored. And it's great that Bobby did, you know.
It was a roller coaster, and you know, when I was lucky enough to score that goal, it was like just a sigh of relief. It was like the emotion had built up, and then all of a sudden you realize that it's done, it's over. And the first thing that I thought of was, oh my God, I'm so glad this is over. And then the boys came coming over, and you know, then it was just a celebration, and you know, you kind of realized what had happened.
When the Islanders won the first Stanley Cup, the sense was, where are we going to have a parade, and what's it going to be like? No one knew. No one had thought about it. We don't have a wall of canyons. We have Hempstead Turnpike. Where else would you hold it? And it was really great because the players were very close to the fans. And of course, that's what the fans were looking for.
To us, it was the best thing that we could ever do, is because here, all our fans are lined up on Hempstead Turnpike. We always had such a close relationship with them that it was the best thing in the world. I mean, there were people throwing me gifts, they were throwing me beers. I mean, it was just fantastic.
They've had so many great memories at that building. 4 Stanley Cup championships in the 80s, a number of conference division championships, and just so many great memories, not just for the fans, but for the players who grew up playing there, and even the current players now on the roster who have played their entire career on Long Island. In 2004, Charles Wang proposed this enormous project called the Lighthouse Project to redevelop Nassau Coliseum along with the surrounding property, and as a whole would have been a project to revitalize Long Island. It was his plan to help the community and help keep his hockey team on Long Island for the long term. And over the course of the next few years, the county and the town and Charles Wang went back and forth with proposals and problems with the project, and things just never panned out. In 2009, everything kind of just stalled out.
We'd love to stay on Long Island. You know that. I mean, I think proven that over and over again with all the pain we've gone through for the last 10 years. This is our home. We want to be here. But again, we have to see what ends up being proposed.
In August in 2011, that was kind of the last-ditch effort to save the Islanders on Long Island with the public referendum, putting it to a vote of the Nassau County voters and using taxpayer money to refurbish the Coliseum or rebuild the Coliseum.
I'm extremely confident that people of Nassau County will support the need for a new arena and a ballpark this August 1st. And my commitment to you is the Islanders will stay on Long Island with this new arena to 2045.
It was rejected, and I think that was a hard pill to swallow for a lot of Islander fans, but I think it also showed that the larger area as a whole was not that excited about ponying up to keep the Islanders, and I really feel like that was Charles Wang's last effort, and that was when he kind of said, okay, we tried with our own money, we tried with taxpayer money, and now it's time to look at something else. There were a lot of opportunities and a lot of chances to save this thing before it happened, and just never worked out.
I take a lot of pride in my work. I've been painting the ice at the Coliseum since 2004. The ice making process, especially in an older arena, Nassau Coliseum, there's cracks on the floor and there's a lot of dents and dings on the floor from, monster trucks, circus, and whatever events have been going on here since '72. The floor is level and smooth, the white's going to spray right on, it'll be an even coat of white. Of course, just like any paint job. That's how I approach the ice work, is just like a paint job. Every drop of paint that goes on, it's important. That's your representation, that's what you do. It's all about coating and leveling and smooth and an even coating, even color. And after we make it white, we do a coat of sealer on it, of water, and it's sealed up, and then we can get into the artwork, the painting process of it. Our center logo, we stencil out like a dot to dot. I'm definitely into history. I'm a traditionalist. I'd rather see it brushed and rolled. But of course, there was traditionalists that still wanted to see a buggy and a horse. It's all going to get covered. With skates, once they skate, you don't see the sharpness or any part of it. But as we build it, and it's going to be seen for a while as clean ice, even the first couple of games, yes, we take pride top to bottom, every single painter that's here. And you can see the difference between a brush texture and a roll texture, and you can see it on the ice too. I'd love to see it hand painted. The colors are really vibrant, and it's the real way to do it.
I would not miss this for the world. I love this place. I'm so sorry to see it go. I love the Islanders.
I think Art Snow is finally getting it right. He knows he has to have a winner this year. For the new fans that are going to Brooklyn, I think we're going to have a playoff team, and I think we're going to go pretty darn far.
The place should be rocking tonight.
New York Islanders! Chuck. And now Tavares drives one. He scores! He throws it into the Hurricane zone. 7 to go. Nielsen in front. Bailey scores!
Obviously, opening night's a big night, no matter how you look at it. I think the crowd obviously was a big boost for us right from the drop of the puck. So it was loud, the atmosphere was great, and you know, we got the 2-goal lead there. They found a way to get the third one, and we just fed off the crowd. It was a big win for us.
We knew it would be pretty electric, and it always is when it's a full house, and some of the most passionate fans in sports. So you know, we're excited to get our first game under our belts, and we knew they would be rocking. I think driving in, you saw all the tailgate and just gets you fired up. So it was yeah, it was special.
My dad got tickets to the first Islander Ranger game ever, and we walked into the Coliseum, which at the time was a state-of-the-art building that was huge. And you walked in, and my eyes lit up, and I looked around, and we went into our seats, and we sat and watched the game, and that was my first memory. As soon as the Islanders came in and I saw the first game, I just said, I'm going to be an Islander fan.
My dad used to talk about how the Dodgers got stolen out of Brooklyn. Yeah, Brooklyn doesn't mind stealing our team.
I went to the very first Islander Ranger exhibition game at Nassau Coliseum. It was very exciting. Nassau Coliseum was very exciting. There were big happenings there. You know, big events were going on there, so it was very, very exciting. It was just really an attraction was the Coliseum itself.
Let's go, guys, come on!
Some people get up and yell and scream, other people hold up a sign like myself, and it's just my way of you know, supporting my team and showing them that I really care about them, and it's real good. We basically would try to come up with something positive. It was always about positive. It was about supporting the team. And again, there were some players that, like say John Tavares, who'd just come into the league, and we knew he was going to be a superstar, and it was just a matter of time before he flourished to get to that point. So we would always try to have a sign, each one of them at some game, just to support him. And you know what? They'd be skating around the ice, they'd look up, they'd see the sign, it was their name there that night. Their name was up there. Some fan was calling their name. And they really appreciated that, so I think it was a boost to them.
Are you guys going to go to Brooklyn? You do, I will.
It's a little bit of a bittersweet feeling. Absolute sadness for sure, leaving the Coliseum after all these many wonderful games and years of going there and spending time with my dad and my friends and my children. And you know, it's going to be different, but I think it's just part of the process of change.
I think their move to Brooklyn is going to alienate more of Suffolk and Nassau County than spark Brooklyn to jump on their bandwagon. I just see it as a losing situation for them.
Realistically, they couldn't get a new arena done here, and they had to do what was the next best thing. And Brooklyn was a viable option. Again, a train ride away. But yeah, definitely some mixed feelings.
I get it, but what about, come on, man.
No, I can't do it. Can't do it.
But
Long Island's my home.
But you're giving up on your team.
No, I feel strongly, and I had this T-shirt made. It's a form of protest, I guess. You know, I hope the future brings a team here, and if it's a minor league team, so be it. I'll be happy, you know. But I would like to see hockey on Long Island continue. I'm
trying to take every game in and enjoy it as I can. That last game, I don't know how I'm going to feel, and I'll be honest with you, I might just cry.
Here's a lead pass for Strome. He shoots, he scores! Ryan Strome banks it off the post.
Yeah, it's a good start. I mean, obviously it's 18 games out of 82, so we're looking at a pretty small percentage here. So we're going to keep doing this thing day by day here.
Tavares scores! And the Islanders win! 15 wins in their first 21 games. The first time in the history of the New York Islanders that they've done that.
This is the most complete game we've played so far this season, and you know, that's all fine and dandy. It's great and whatnot, and it's been 4 in a row, but we still got a lot better, I think, and as a group we can't be nearly satisfied. I mean, we haven't done anything yet.
I've been an Islander fan pretty much my whole life. I grew up with the team. My parents had season tickets in the 80s, so when I was born, it was kind of one of those things where we went to Islanders games, kind of as a special occasion at that time. My dad and I went to a lot of sporting events together. He took me to everything. And the Islanders were always one of the best options. A, it was closest, and B, it was his favorite team.
My husband was diagnosed with MS when James was about 5 or 6 years old. So in the early years, yeah, he was like every other father out in the yard playing with him. But as he became, less able to do that, the way he shared sports with him was going to games, watching games, talking about them. They enjoyed it together that way. Because he couldn't actually play sports with him, that's what they shared. Even with my husband gone now, the fact that he's still connected to the Islanders like that they still have a personal meaning to him, I think just kind of helps that bond.
Every year, right around Thanksgiving time, the Islanders split up into groups of 2 or 3, and they go to different elementary schools around Long Island. My mom works right here at Old Beth Page Elementary School, and they've gone several years since she's been working there. And this year, she told me that Travis was one of the players that was going to be there. Just a few weeks earlier, ESPN had their E60 feature on Travis Hamonic, and Travis told his whole story of what happened with his father. His father died when he was 10 years old, and he didn't really have anyone who really understood as a child what that was like to go through at 10 years old. Now what he does is that he invites kids from the area who have gone through something similar, whether it's losing a father or mother or someone that's very sick, something like that. He brings them in to kind of say, hey, I know what it's like, and I'll be there for you if you need anything. And I knew he was going to my mom's school. I texted her and I basically outlined what he does for her, and I said, just tell him I say thank you.
That's for you.
So I did have an opportunity to share it with Travis, and I honestly couldn't even read it to him, so I just handed him my phone and let him read it himself. And his immediate reaction was to give his condolences to me for our loss, which I think says a lot about who he is. Thank you, but that's not what this is about. This is about thanking you for what you do. And I was just so impressed with him as a young man to have that kind of empathy for, children who've lost a parent. And I know he went through it himself, but he just really made a big impression on me.
My mom and I went to a game that I was supposed to go with my dad 3 weeks after he passed away, and we had an opportunity to go, and really just took our mind off of things, and we had an opportunity just to kind of enjoy ourselves and smile and realize that there's good things still. That's what this program is about. You have an opportunity to do some good in the world, and I'm just trying to do my small little part.
He's really doing a very special and different kind of service to the community by reaching out and being a connection for these kids. I just wanted to basically say thank you.
Back for Strome. Out to Boychuk. Lines it up. Shoots. He scores! And the Islanders win it in overtime.
Getting the 2 points is really nice. Obviously, we can't forget what happened in the third, and it's been creeping around. But the fact that we came out with 2 points is huge.
I think they got a clear understanding that there's a lot of hockey to be played, but the one thing as a staff and as our players, we want to make sure that we continually focus on the task at hand.
I've been driving the Zamboni for 13 years here at the Nassau Coliseum. It's pretty exciting, especially the first few times that I did it. It was really like, wow, this is unbelievable. It's a job that you do where you're actually being watched by so many different people, where like something so simple could become so nerve-wracking in such a short time, But you get used to it like anything else. I grew up playing ice hockey right on Long Island. Guys like Mike Bossy and Pat LaFontaine are always, guys I've always looked up to. It's great to be here where they played and being on their ice surface. Sometimes it's almost unbelievable that I'm actually here working here, other than playing, which I wish I could have, but I guess this is the next best thing, so. Zamboni resurfaces the ice. It cuts a layer of the ice as it replenishes water to replace the ice that we remove and helps give a smooth finish. Well, it speeds the game up. You get a fresh layer of ice, so the puck will, slide much better. In the past, they've teased around, oh, the ice stinks today, or the ice is good today. That's just still goes with it, just like everybody else around here. we have 18 minutes from the end of the period to the start of the next period, but we only have like 13 minutes to resurface because they use some of the time for, after activity, whether it's shooting T-shirts or little kids playing a quick hockey game in between. So we are cut short, and yes, there's definitely a timetable they want us off the ice by because they want to leave at least 6 minutes for the water that we put down to freeze solid. So when the players come back on, there's no issues with puddles or water on the ice. It's sad to see them go. I mean, I guess for them, it's what they're doing to benefit the team. But I will miss them. I mean, the job is unbelievable. I will miss the job. I know the fans will miss the team being here. It's going to be sad to see them go.
Every time you talk to the fans, it's a lot of them will say, I don't care if you lose every game all year as long as you just beat the Rangers. Every game, beat the Rangers.
JP Parise put this rivalry on the map. Obviously, there were, the Islanders had been there for a couple of years, but I don't think Ranger fans and maybe even the Rangers organization took them seriously until he scored that memorable goal in 1975 that kind of sent the Islanders on their way to legitimacy.
One of the first special memories was beating the Rangers, the JP Parise goal.
It was the first time I ever saw Madison Square Garden empty the building. You could have heard a pin drop. We were lucky. I mean, we caught them off guard. They probably at that time were a better hockey team than us.
That rivalry grew to something very special. I mean, the second game at the Coliseum in that best 2 out of 3 series in 1975 was we had a full bench clearing brawl.
We came into their territory, and let's face it, it's still their territory. It'll never change. It's just they got the fan base.
I remember the first game we played in the Coliseum against the Rangers. The Rangers scored and the place was on fire. I was like, what the hell is this? And somebody said, well, get used to it. That's what happens when we play the Rangers here at the Coliseum. And I said, well, that's not something I want to get used to, and we got to do something to change it.
The intensity is very real, and it's pretty awesome, especially at the Coliseum. I think things get really rocking, especially because of the fans. The fans, they hype it up. When we get on the ice, we can feel that, and you can see it in our play. It comes out.
Those are games, no matter where either team is in the standing, it's going to be an eventful game. It's going to end up meaning something. And for us as players, we're put into this rivalry. I feel like the players are interchangeable throughout it, and that just goes to show you that there's something bigger than the player, and that's both organizations. Those games, obviously, you don't have them circled on your calendar, but you know when they're coming up. And I think the fans really get a good kick out of them.
It's a big rivalry out here. You have people in households who are Islander Ranger fans, and in a situation myself where my girlfriend's family is all Ranger fans. So it's interesting. I think a lot of people out here have a lot of fun with it, and it's definitely one of the best rivalries in sports.
This storm is going to be serious. It's nothing to be trifled with.
Well, we have many concerns when approaching a storm that has this significant threat.
I haven't talked to anybody in the league. We're just playing it as we've done. You practice yesterday, meetings this morning, and preparing like we're going to play tonight here at 7.
So far, so good with the Rangers. What do you see in terms of how they're going to play? They're a hot team now.
This is a team that, when they got to the Stanley Cup Finals, you want to measure where your team is. You got to play the best teams, and I think they're one of the best teams, if not one of the top teams in the conference.
I think that for the fans, that I know it's a huge rivalry between both Rangers and Islanders, but for a game like this, I think people will show up despite what weather you see here.
No, I was not concerned about the weather. I mean, I'm a Ranger fan, diehard Ranger fan. I'll see them if there's 5 feet of snow, 10 feet of snow. I'll be here. You can truly see the dedication for both teams here, and I think that's the best part about the sport. When you see both teams, you see everybody out here. I think it's a good time.
Yeah, the lines to get into the parking lot have been crazy, so it's going to be a good turnout tonight.
Obviously we love the atmosphere when we play the Rangers. It's a huge rivalry, but I didn't have any doubt that the fans would show up for this one, and they've been here all year, so I didn't expect anything different.
And the Islanders can celebrate a 4-1 win over the New York Rangers. Islanders 3-0 against the Rangers this year.
After a little bit of a layoff, it's good to come back like that and have a game like that to get things back rolling here. And obviously a big win and put the right foot forward for the rest of the year here. I think we've been playing some good hockey as of late. Kind of a good way to get right back into it. You're playing one of your biggest rivals, and nobody wants to take these games lightly, and I think we did a really good job.
So in 2010, I started at the George Washington University right here in Foggy Bottom. And ever since I got there, I really fell in love with DC. Spending time in this city and learning all the different neighborhoods. DC is my favorite city, but there are some things from Long Island that it will never be able to replace, and the Islanders are probably the biggest one.
You're not just gonna wear the Hull jersey?
Well, see, I love Mark Streit, and I want to wear his jersey because I don't get to wear it anymore, but.
Yeah.
And then this one is actually one of my favorites because it's comfortable, but Alexei Yashin is forever shunned, so I will be forever shunned if I have to deal with that. So it looks like it is the Jarl Halak jersey. I've been to about 5 games here in Washington when the Islanders came down to play the Capitals, and it's always a lot of fun.
Well, every fan that's an Islanders fan here at these games here in Washington, D.C. is from Long Island. And so it's always fun to get to meet people at the games and talk to them about where they're from, where their pizza place is, you know, little taste of home, which is always cool. And
the Verizon Center is an incredible venue, beautiful arena, and their fans are loud, but it's nothing like the Coliseum.
The Islanders, we just beat Nashville yesterday, or 2 days ago, which is nice. They're the best team in the league right now. Even losing the Islanders, they're still many points ahead of everyone.
Yeah.
Nice. See, someone's really excited. He's really excited about the game. And it is amazing this year compared to years past. You'd have spots here and there, 1 or 2 people. Now I'm here, there's so many Islanders fans here. My dad and I came to so many games together at the Coliseum, and you know, this is obviously a different venue, different city. It's my life and my adulthood now, but you know, there's always that underlying message and feeling about those memories and what it was like coming to games with him. It was always special.
Harris along the board. Lee is parked in front. He's there. Deflection. Rebound. Score! Brian Strome ties it with 47.8 seconds remaining in the third. He's got a score here. Swinging back and forth. He is stopped by Hope, and the Capitals win the shootout.
Hey guys.
Hey, how are you?
How you doing? Yeah, it's a special event. I think it's one of our favorite events of the year. These kids are going through tough times, and to put a smile on their face is special for sure.
You can always shine.
Yeah, I got one of those from my place too.
I think as a team, you want to have an opportunity to give back, and I think as professional athletes, that's really part of our job. You know, everyone thinks that you know, we're athletes and you know, we're heroes and this and that, but that's not even remotely true. I mean, you look at these kids and how they battle, the character and the strength that they have. I mean, they're the true heroes for sure.
I was in the hospital because I had a stomach bacteria infection, and had internal bleeding. It's pretty cool to have the sports teams come and see me because it shows that they care and they come and visit hospitals and stuff.
Christmas time, we all went shopping at, I think it was Toys R Us, and bought a bunch of toys for the kids. And today we get to kind of deliver them, and the kids kind of had a little bit of a wish list, so we get to get them what they kind of wanted.
I was actually really excited. I actually broke into tears.
It shows that life's bigger than hockey. Yeah, we're fortunate enough to play the game that we love our entire life, and to come out here and to see these kids and their families and what they're going through, it definitely sets you back and realizes how lucky you are to be where we are as athletes. It's definitely humbling coming here.
This is Stone with McCulloch. They've got Turris in front. Carlson throws it that way. He scores! And the Senators, with 1:07 to go in the second period, have taken a 2-0 lead.
One goal to get started.
Swings it the other way. Out to Wisnowski. Wrist shot. Score! Boychuk to Hamonic. Fires. Blocked by Stone. Hamonic pushes it towards the net. Broken up by Stone. Clears it all the way down. The Ottawa Senators have held on to defeat the New York Islanders 2-1.
Frustrating again, losing 2-1. I think we had some opportunities on the power play and didn't go in, and all of a sudden they scored a lucky bounce.
We battled back. The crowd got into it. We did what we had to do. I mean, we're sitting here. We lost 2-1. And at the end of the day, you score a power play goal. You got to score a goal to win.
It's a lot of fun, really, just to have a night like this. I think a lot of teams do it around the league, and just have some fun with sponsors and fans and whoever wants to take part in it.
it being the last year at the Coliseum, it's I think starting to sink in for a lot of us. I've been here 5 or 6 years now, and a lot of us kind of came up together, and this has been our home for a long time. And obviously, it's old, and it's it doesn't quite have the things that some of the other arenas have around the league, but the atmosphere is something that I think we'll really miss. Whoever didn't listen to me, that's your own fault. I'm not even going to pay you out for that.
It's a great event. For me, every year, I really look forward to this, and anytime that we can do an event like this to help others, that's what we're all about.
Kind of get out of the hockey environment a little bit and get back for a good cause, obviously, and get to mingle with the fans, always fun too. So.
Well, that's cool. I haven't seen that hat yet.
They usually have a lot of questions, so it's kind of cool. You get to answer them, have a little bit more personal time. So. Usually it's a quick interaction, like you said, and an autograph and whatever. So a little bit more personal now, and a good opportunity, like I said, at the same time to give back and for a good cause.
I love your play, man.
Thank you.
Keep it up. Keep it up.
Well, I think the guys have a great time. I think they're on the craps table, the blackjack table, and they have a lot of fun. But again, as they're doing it, there's a lot of interaction with the fans, and there's a lot of hockey questions or personal questions that we all like to get involved in and answer. So again, to me, it's a great cause, and it's one of the best nights that we have all year, and I'm grateful to be a part of it.
All right, Bets, last game.
Got some nice burgers. All right, thank you.
Let's go. Last regular season game. Let's get the win. Nice.
I love this team. I'm just very upset that unfortunately we're going to be leaving.
It's heartbreaking. It's devastating. We don't want this day to end.
Oh, it's going to be great. This guy can't wait to get in there. That's why we're going to get in there early, because like the whole atmosphere of the place, you know?
My dad had season tickets in their first year, and I've been coming ever since.
Just knowing that this is the last one, it's kind of sad, actually.
This is a ticket stub to the very first regular season Islander game, October 7, 1972. And of course, in my right hand now is a ticket stub for the last regular season game. That would be tonight.
I got my spot already picked out on the turnpike. One more parade down there, baby. Let's do it.
All right, there we go.
A special night in Uniondale. Fans and players celebrating 43 seasons in the only barn they've ever called home. The Islanders will play host to the Blue Jackets for their final regular season game at Nassau Coliseum.
But here's a steal and a breakaway for Nelson. He shoots and he hit the post. Out to Savardi, put it on goal, save Halak, rebound, score. Cam Atkinson, and the Blue Jackets take a 1-0 lead. Ullman, but Bailey put it on in front, they score! Kyle Oposo has tied it 1-1.
Come on, Isles.
Moving in. Atkinson scores! And the Islanders will start on the road.
Yeah, it's disappointing. I think the way the crowd was today was incredible. We know it was the last regular season game here, and certainly it was a big 2 points for us to try and grab. So, yeah, the atmosphere was incredible. It's been great all year, and they were humming out there.
This is my second home from October till April, sometimes May, and I had a lot of good memories here.
I love the Islanders. I wish they'd stay here in the Coliseum, but they're going to Brooklyn, and I'm going to follow them wherever they go.
It says this will always be our home because we just love this place. We've been here all our lives, so we come to every game. We, cheer them on. We want to win, but they're leaving. We have to try and follow them if we can.
It definitely helps us when you're out there and you hear the crowd being how loud they were tonight. I can't even imagine how they're going to be coming into the playoffs. I know it's going to be loud and it's going to be fun.
Boychuk begins. And that one grabbed and pitched aside by Holtby. Carlson off Ward, kept alive. Letty a shot. Oh, directed on goal. Score! Tavares! 2-1 Islanders in the game and in the series.
Yeah, it was unreal. I mean, it's unreal. There's no place like this place. There's no building that can challenge this.
It's huge. You have a 1-0 lead late in the third. You give it up and find a way to win quickly in overtime and take a 2-1 series lead.
Let's go Islanders! It's going to be the Islanders' 1,786th game at the Nassau Coliseum. What we don't know is if it will be their last.
Hockey fans, let them hear you in Washington. Will you please welcome home your New York Islanders?
Tavares to the attack. Tavares through and almost got that one by. Look at Ovechkin with a huge hit on Tavares. Shake it up, loose puck. And maybe the final salute ever. But the Islanders have other plans.
It definitely added to it a little bit. I think we wanted to make sure we gave ourselves a chance to come back here and reward them for everything they've given us, and that's another win and a chance to move on. So we got that in Game 7. It's going to be obviously a tough game.
It was an unbelievable win. We pulled it out. I can't believe we're going to Game 7. We're going to beat the Caps, and we're going on to play the Rangers in the next round.
It was fantastic. I'm glad they came through. I hope they come out Monday hard again, and we can come back here next week.
The record at home and these playoff games here, the reason why we've won these games is they're our sixth man. They've given us the energy and the support that we need.
Let's go Islanders!
You know what they always say, anything can happen in Game 7, and for everybody in this locker room, it's going to be a lot of first Game 7s, including myself, and we know somebody's going home.
Time runs out not only on the New York Islanders, but on the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum as well. The Capitals win the game 2-1. They win the series in 7. They will shut the doors on the 43-year home of the New York Islanders in disappointing fashion.
It's a sad day, but just trying to go about it like any other day being here, just doing my job. I've done many ice outs. This being the last one, still hasn't hit me yet.
We're turning a page and it's a whole new chapter, and I mean, a lot of us in this team have had a lot of good, moments in this rink and a lot of firsts for a lot of people here, and obviously the history speaks for itself. So,
we spent a lot of time in this building, and you learn to love it, and it's not the most glamorous, building, but it's home.
Well, it's the last time, and just seems like everybody's gonna miss it. It's a great job. 15 years. So this is the last one, and I've done it I don't know how many times before this, but a lot.
In fact, John Tavares came over and said goodbye a couple days ago, and had tears in his eyes that he was, that this was it here, at this building. It's unbelievable. It's sad.
43 years, man. 43 years are gone. You care about the generations. It's a new chapter for Nassau County, for the people. The ice leaving here is very emotional, very. It's over. That's what it is. It's proof that it's over. It's a new chapter.
I'm gonna miss it, and I know all the workers here are gonna miss it.
Like I said, I grew up a hockey player, so having a job, being able to be around hockey every day and be a part of it and involved, it's I can't say any more than that. It's just, I mean, there's so many other things as well, but I mean, that's got to be the number one thing that stands out that I got to say goodbye to and move on and hope for the best.